All right, guys, I want to talk to you about a few things. I want to talk to you about Trump warrants and affidavits for the event, the FBI basically tearing up Mar a Lago while Trump wasn't even present. Whether or not you like Trump, um, it's irrelevant. What I need to explain to you is that the stuff you're hearing on the news, Fox News in particular, I could have chewed a bag of damn nails the other night when Fox is talking about warrants and affidavits and redacted documents and all this type of bullshit that they're trying to pull the wool over the ignorant public's eyes about what's really going on here. So, the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution says that everybody is safe in their paperwork from unlawful searches and seizures. When it comes to warrants, and Fox News brings on these retired judges or lawyers or all these old worn out shoes talking about terms that they know that the public's not going to understand. So I'm going to try to explain to you what in the hell's going on so you can think for yourself and decide if what the hell happened by the FBI to Trump was real, fake, imagined, lawful, legal, illegal. It's up to you. So warrants have to be specific. That means that they have to name the item to be seized and the place to be searched. When a officer knocks on your door and says, "Hey, I have a warrant to search the premises," first question I'm going to ask is, "All right, where's the bond?" A bond must be attached to a warrant. A bonded warrant means that I'm indemnified, I'm insured against harm or loss of anything that happens by these dickheads that want to break down your door and search the premises. Right? They just can't run roughshod through your whole piece of property, turn drawers upside down, bust doors down, open safes, and this type of ignorant foolishness unless it's specifically stated. So it has to say we can only search the kitchen, and we're searching for a safe in the kitchen, and inside that safe we're looking for document 123. It has to be that specific. Otherwise, it cannot be a general warrant. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. There's no such thing as a general warrant. There are several types of different warrants. Estate warrants, for as a matter of fact, but it still have to be specificity is required in the warrant, right? The only exception to a warrant is if you give consent, and the only one that can give consent at Mar-a-Lago is guess who? Trump. Trump's the only one that could have given consent because I'm sure his name is the only name that's on the damn deed to the property. So when the FBI showed up with a warrant, they couldn't have expressed their desire to enter without telling Trump, which I don't believe that they did. Another thing to talk about is affidavits. Now, what the Fox News people are talking about is uh, they talk about a redacted affidavit. Again, there's no such animal that exists. Now, there are many types of documents that have been redacted by the government. This is a complete setup by Trump. Trump's baited these dumbasses in, and they're showing their true colors by saying these words and phrases that people just don't understand. An affidavit is a sworn statement that must be witnessed by a notary before it can be ever entered into a court case, right? So automatically, you've got two people now that have seen this document, if it exists at all, and the highest form of witness on this land is a notary. A notary presentment is one of the highest presentments that you can give in any court case. Now, let's back up a little bit. Let's work in reverse here. Before you can get a warrant, you have to present evidence to a grand jury. The grand jury has to agree, whether it's 3 or 5, it's always an odd number, 3 or 5. When a grand jury is convened, they have to agree that there's enough evidence to generate a warrant. Does the affidavit have anything to do with the warrant? Hell no. An affidavit is entered into a court case after the claim has been made that something's been done wrong. So it's not enter an affidavit and then get a warrant and then go seize property. That's not how this shit works. Another thing about affidavits is this. This is very important. An affidavit is issued by the affiant. All right, that's where part of the word affidavit comes from, affidavit. The moment that an affidavit is entered into a court case, the clerk of the court is going to send a copy of that, if not that direct affidavit, to the respondent, which in this case would be Trump, so that he can agree or deny that the affidavit is legitimate. So a maxim of law says that an unrebutted affidavit is considered as fact in court. Think about that. Think about the steps. So I file a claim against you in court, and I put an affidavit, a sworn statement of fact into the case. Immediately, the clerk of the court is going to send my affidavit to Trump or whoever, and Trump has an opportunity to respond and say, yes, those are facts of the case, or no, none of that is true. And the affidavit is expunged from the case. It's removed from the case. It cannot be entered into the court case. So we're talking about several different things here that just don't add up. And again, when you're listening to Fox News, and it's the only one that's slightly truthful, it's like 80-20 on a good day, bait and switch type crap. But they're using words and phrases again, and they're mixing them. They're commingling these things, and you really have to understand what they're talking about. There's no such thing as a redacted affidavit. There's no such thing as a general warrant. Another thing that I'll say, and this is just my opinion, I believe that Trump is a genius in this. You're fixing to learn quickly how smart this son of a bitch is. He has set the FBI up, because once they release the document, a redacted anything, that means they're agreeing that they committed fraud. Because where did they take the preponderance of evidence to whom to sign off? Grand jury to sign off on this, to take it to a magistrate, is the only one that could create a warrant. And he's trapping not just the FBI, and these three-letter designated organizations have no credibility whatsoever. So these people are going to fall flat on their face, all of them, the whole organization. And I'll say one more thing about these organizations. People often say on Fox News that, there are good police officers, there are good people within the FBI and the CIA and this sort of thing. No, there are not any good people. Because if you were honorable, because they took an oath, all these people take oaths to hold these offices or take these jobs. If they were honorable, they would walk off the job, or they would speak up and risk everything. Everything in your life is at risk. Everything. You either have honor in your job or the office that you hold, or you do not. And these people do not. Never believe for a second that there are good in some organizations. The organizations are rotten to the core, right? Think about that. You guys have a good day.